Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Board Games Daily, your daily dose of tabletop gaming discussion on Anchor. Now welcome your hosts, Jeremiah Isley, Scott Firestone, and AJ Skifstad.
Hey everyone, welcome to Board Games Daily. I'm Jeremiah Isley. Thanks for tuning in. It's Monday, and we are kicking off another week here. I had one heck of a night with power outages and children waking up in the middle of the night. So pardon me if I seem a little distracted. Anyway, let's get on with the show. Got to remind you of a couple things. Tiny Epic contest coming at you still until March 6th. So you can still get in on that. You can enter every day. Go to theologyofgames.com, click enter the contest. There's a whole plethora of ways that you can enter the show. I always try to say enter the show. There's a whole plethora of ways you can enter the contest to win all those Tiny Epic games and the game haul bag and all that great stuff. So don't forget to check that out. Don't forget the TOG hotline. That's right. You can call in and be a part of the show, get in on the action, get in on the fun. If you've got questions for us, if you've got suggestions for us, whatever it may be, let us know by calling 216-352-3864. That's 216-352-3864. It's in the show notes too, so you can just tap on that and call it from your phone. It's pretty awesome. And what else we got? We got the cage fight coming up today, so we'll give you the results of last week's game night cage fight, which was a close one. And we will also bring you a new cage fight with 3 games I've never played. So there it is. I'm going to get out of here for now so we can get things underway. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Board Games Daily. As always, we are powered by Theology of Games.
This one is fresh off the game table. It's time for more board game buzz as Board Games Daily gives you a first impression of the latest games to hit our tables.
All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to jump in here and give you a quick first impression of a game called Most Wanted. So Most Wanted is I guess it's a bluffing poker action selection type of game. It's all about outlaws and you're trying to become, get this, the most wanted. So the game basically works on your turn. You have like one action and there's 6 of them that are dealt out for each game. So there's different different setups for each of these games. So that kind of makes some replayability nice. And some of those actions are like outlaw or criminal actions, which, you go and you hold up a stagecoach or you pull a heist or whatever those actions may be. And then there's also some ways you can just kind of earn some money by doing some honest labor. You can get some extra cards by going to church, things like that. And the game just plays. You take your action. And the cool thing is if you're taking a criminal action, you say, hey, I'm going to go rob this train. Well, other people can get in on that. And what happens is there's a number of cards that you have to play. Everybody has a hand of cards that are all basically poker cards, except it only goes from 6 to ace. And when you do that, when somebody else goes in with you, you play a small hand of poker. So sometimes it's just a 2-card hand or a 3-card hand. And then there's a ranking of hands, like 4 of a kind beats three of a kind, and 3 of a kind beats 2 pair, and so on and so forth. So everybody plays cards down, face down. You put your cards down, you choose which cards you're going to use, and then you flip them over. Best hand wins. And then if you win, you get points, and points basically move you up the board. Now, the higher up the board you are, the more bail you have to pay if you don't win. So if you don't win, you got to pay money equal to where the spot that you are on the board. And then you take your money and you give it away. Or if you don't have money to pay bail, you lose points and you move back on the board. And that's really the game. You just play until somebody wins. The artwork is really cool in this game. I believe the artist's name is Andy Berry, when I first heard about this, somebody was telling me this guy, he's done illustrations for Disney, he's done illustrations for Pixar, things like that. And the characters are really, really cool. There's like these big standees that move up the board, and some cool player boards with nice artwork on them. And the gameplay's fun. I played it with 3 players, just myself and my boys over the weekend. That was our first go at it. It plays from 3. There's a special 2-player rule, but really it's like 3 to 8 players. And I really feel like it's going to be better with 5, 6, 7, 8 players. I'm hoping actually to play it tonight with at least 5, so I'll get a better feel for it. But at 3, what I saw, there's a good, fun little game here. Very lightweight, very kind of filler party type game. But I think it'll be fun with more players, and I can't wait to give it a shot there. So there is a quick first impression of Most Wanted. Have you played it? Let me know what you think. Is it better with more players, or where do you come out where do you come down on this? Where do you land on this? I can't talk today still. Let us know. You can shoot us an email at theologyofgames@gmail.com. You can call the hotline 216-352-3864, or you can always tweet at us at Board Games Daily. All right, I'm out of here for now. We'll be back with more of the show just shortly. Coming up like right now. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for this week's Game Night Cage Fight! And in this corner, 2 games enter and 1 game leaves. Who wins? You decide. Vote on this week's Cage Fight by going to Twitter at Board Games Daily, or call in 216-352-3864. Winner and still champion.
Hey everyone, it's Firestone and it's Monday, and that means it's time for the cage match. But because of our tiny epic contest that's going on right now, where you can win every one of the tiny epic games that exists from Gamelin Games. All you have to do is go to our website to check this out and get signed up. Because of that contest, I thought we'd have an epic cage fight this week. A 3-way cage fight this week. 3 games, similar mechanisms, even by the same designers. It is Tikal versus Java versus Mexica. These are 3 games that came out probably at least 15 years ago from Wolfgang Kramer and Michael Kiesling. They were published originally by Rio Grande Games. They've been republished by Super Meeple, I think is the name of the company. Really beautiful editions now. I thought they looked cool before, but now they're just gorgeous. And they're basically games where you have certain numbers of actions that you can do. You might have 8 action points to spend. And if you want to put a tile down, it's 2 actions. And if you want to move a guy, it's 1 action. And so it's wide open. It's one of these games where people play it and they kind of get overwhelmed at first, but it also opens up the possibility of what these Euro games are capable of, because you can do anything you want as long as you have the points to spend. So it's all about, like, whether you win or lose is about your decisions. And that is a new concept for people. It's not about rolling dice. It's not about landing on somebody's property and paying them taxes. It's your decisions. And so each of these games has this idea where you have action points to spend, and you can spend them doing X, Y, Z, and all these different things. And then at the end of the game, you see who wins. One of them is Tikal. You're exploring into the jungle, finding treasures, unearthing ziggurats in South America. And then Mexica is also set in Central or South America. I can't remember which. And you're basically using water spaces, rivers, what is the word I'm looking for? Anyway, there are different water spaces around, and you're building bridges and sending your guys around to get area control and building ziggurats there. Very different game. Even though they have a semi-similar theme and they're set in the same place, they're very different. And then Java takes place in Indonesia, and you are kind of building up rice paddies and there are different levels, and you're moving your guys around to try and get majorities in different places, and you're having festivals to get some points as well. Super fun games. They're kind of a little bit older, although, like I said, they've come back into print, so maybe you've played these, maybe you haven't. But if you have, we want to know which one is your favorite. Tikal, Mexica, Java. Let us know. Have a great week. Cage Fight.
Okay, so here are the results of last week's Cage Fight, which was Pandemic versus Pandemic the Cure. Now, on our Twitter page at Board Games Daily, there's still a little time left to vote because we started late last week. We started a day later. But as of right now, on Monday, when we're recording and publishing this episode, it is a dead heat on that Twitter poll. It is 50-50 for Pandemic versus Pandemic the Cure. Also, I guess you could throw it a little bit in the favor of Pandemic because we did have Gamer Leaf call in last week and cast his vote for Pandemic, but it is very, very close. It's too close to call, so there's still a little bit of time to get in on that vote. So go over and check that out. We'll bring you the final results on Wednesday if there's any change. And of course, the new Cage Fight is up and running right now too.
You can be more than just a listener. If you're listening via the Anchor app, you can be a part of the discussion by using the voice message feature. Don't just sit on the sidelines. Download the app and join the conversation today.
Well, that's all we've got for today. Thanks for tuning in to Board Games Daily. Couple things to remind you about before we get going. Don't forget, call the hotline, get in on the show, get in on the fun. Listen, it's more fun when you play along, right? It's like a game. Don't just sit around and watch. Get in on it. Call the hotline, 216-352-3864. If you're listening on the Anchor app, you can just leave us a voice message right there within the app. We'll put you in the show if you want us to. If you don't want us to, we might do it anyway. No, we won't do it anyway. But if you want to call and give us suggestions, ask questions, respond to the topics that we talk about, get in on that. Do it now. It's going to be super awesome. You're not going to regret it. I promise you. Don't forget, head to Theology of Games and enter the contest. Find all of our social pages out there on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and yes, Pinterest. What else should I say? Oh, get in. We still have last week's topic going on. We're talking about the Kickstarter that got away. Which one do you wish you had backed? And get there, get the at Board Games Daily Twitter thing happening so you can go and vote on this week's Cage Fight. All right, we're going to get out of here for today. Thanks so much for tuning in. For my co-hosts, AJ Skifstad and Scott Firestone, I'm Jeremiah Isley saying today is a good day to play a game. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us today. Board Games Daily is powered by theologyofgames.com. Don't forget to head over to theologyofgames.com to check out all we have to offer, including written reviews, our YouTube channel, and 2 other podcasts. If you enjoyed this show, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you're listening. Thanks for listening, and go put a game on the table.